Yo, what's up, sleepers? It's your boy, Eddbedhead here in the Sleeping Cinema. And today I have with me...
It's Jesus, or Otacon. Hey, what's up?
Welcome back.
Yes, welcome back.
Yeah.
Who else to have with me?
I am Bread My Butter, also known as Backstab246, also known as Aleksey.
So many aliases.
Yeah.
And Manny the computer, today we have...
I'm apparently going as ML Ultra now.
Yeah.
Because the MK Ultra
Okay.
in the conspiracy
She likes
things.
conspiracy theories.
That works.
So that's her username now.
Welcome.
So I don't have my laptop. So for those of you watching the video version, I'm going to be looking at my phone, but that's just because I have the script here. So, all right. There will be timestamps in the description for those of you who watched the pre-recorded version and want to skip ahead. But for now, let's buy our tickets and let's grab our favorite concessions. All right. So how's your guys' week been? Any new developments?
Bro, I just realized you're wearing your headphones over your hoodie.
I can still hear everything.
I've been okay. I had an accident, last week or whatever.
How's the recovery going?
I'm okay now. Yesterday I had like a weird moment where I had like a fever or something.
Shoot.
But
That's
it's
not good.
kind of gone now. I just have a headache at the moment.
You got to eat some food too, man.
Yeah. I slipped on a banana and that's how I got into the hospital.
Okay.
Slipped down a banana peel. Have you seen that skit or that short video of a man slipping on a banana? Or a banana slipping on a man?
No, you should send that. That sounds funny.
All right. How's your week been, Aleksey?
My week's been all right. I had a housewarming party yesterday.
Something happened.
Something finally happened with me, yes.
How long have you had that house?
Like 2 months, almost 3 months.
It's a long time. I mean, for you to start your house.
Well, we were doing renovations before that, so we wanted to have the house like before and after situation. So
What'd you renovate?
Kitchen, bathroom, living room. We redid everything. We repainted
Looks
everything.
nice. It does look nice.
Bathroom
I'll
was
say.
really nice. We had this ugly
I'll have
clawfoot
to-
tub there, and it was just so ugly. It had this really bad mural in the background. It's still there if you take out the bathroom, but it was just so bad.
I'll have to check it out sometime soon.
Any memorable moments?
Not really. I mean, you guys were there, so that made it a little bit better, at least. It was a bit overwhelming with how many people showed up, though, so I don't like big groups of people in one.
Yeah, I had to sit on the floor for the first
spot.
half hour.
So
Someone brought in the DoorDash or some shit.
and no one got DoorDash. Someone just happened to have a Grubhub bag, I guess.
Grubhub bag.
How's your week been, May?
Boring, just working.
See, that's my life right there. That's literally me.
You
That's why I
guys have
nothing
some
exciting.
very interesting weeks.
Because all I do is go to Amazon or the movie theater.
As for me, it's kind of been a slow week. I've been watching and studying a lot of YouTube videos. So I've been making some changes to my channel. You guys are going to see some new content coming out. Like, I can tease this right now. Next week, we're going to start our gaming podcast for the first time.
Hell yeah.
So that's going to be interesting. Deltarune is going to be the first game we look over.
Yeah.
And yeah, just a bunch of new gaming related content now, since that's what I'm shifting more towards.
I might actually have to replay the game because there's a...
They're still free, right?
Yeah, they're still
Good.
free. There's a run that I have to check out. It's called the Snowgrave Run. I have no clue what it is, but it's
Ooh.
apparently like a decent amount of like fresh content.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll have to see what's up with that.
All right. So with that, let's take our seats and let's get into these trailers. So any new movies, TV shows, or video games you guys are looking forward to?
No.
No, you're not looking forward to anything.
Well, what I am looking forward to, I've already mentioned last stream, so.
Oh yeah, the Fortnite movie.
Well,
Fortnite movie. Yeah.
no.
Nice. Oh, the Minecraft movie. That's
Yes,
right.
Minecraft I actually might watch, though, when that comes out. But that's like 2023 probably?
Next year.
Really?
That's what our sheet says, but it's subject to change apparently.
Probably.
It's probably going to be delayed.
I
Probably,
heard
like
that
2023.
Sopranos might have a prequel series,
Oh.
maybe.
Why
I'm
didn't they
guessing
just
because
start
the
with a
movie did
prequel?
pretty well,
Why
right?
didn't they
They
just start with a
did.
prequel?
Why would they start with a prequel?
So they can make a sequel.
Well, they started with the prequel movie, or the newest movie was a prequel movie.
Yeah, but they had a sequel first.
Well,
It's
it wasn't
it's
originally
like the Star
a
Wars
sequel.
situation where they what was it, like 3, 4.
But it was
5.
called Episode 4.
Yeah,
Well, because it was the 4th episode.
and then they went back to do 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, there you go. It all makes sense.
It's weird.
All right, the first trailer we're gonna look at is Cowboy Bebop. Plot: action-packed space western about 3 bounty hunters, aka cowboys, all trying to outrun the past. As different as they are, deadly. Spike Spielberg,
Spielberg.
played by John Cho, Jet Black, played by Mustafa Shakir, and Faye Valentine, played by Daniela Pineda, from a scrappy, snarky crew ready to hunt down the solar system's most dangerous criminals for the right price. But they can only kick and quip their way out of so many scuffles before their past finally catch up to them. Releases November 19th of 2021.
So I actually, in the last 2 weeks, I've watched a couple episodes of Cowboy Bebop.
Uh-huh.
I want to say like 6 or something.
That's more than a couple.
I mean, there's like 22 episodes, 24
Yeah.
episodes, so it's not that much
Mhm.
compared to. But I mean, just from looking at the trailer, it doesn't give me the same vibe of what I know so
Yeah.
far.
Yeah, I don't get that same vibe either. This show was such a staple for anime in the West because it was an Adult Swim and it kind of like popularized more so at the time anime that was going on at the time. And I feel like it's an important piece of media, and I don't know how this is gonna go. I mean, like I said, I like the costume designs, but it kind of looks like they're cosplaying.
Yeah,
Still
especially
does, yeah.
Vicious. He looks really bad.
Right now, the trailer gives me what was it? Speed Racer live action remake vibes.
Wasn't that movie good?
It was.
I liked it.
It
Or at least
was
it's a
badly
cult classic.
received.
But it
It was a
like,
cult classic, though. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was badly received because it came out at the wrong time.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's really cheesy, and it's they rely heavily on CGI, but I like it.
It's what an anime live action should be.
Mm. The trailer, like how it was produced and edited, it looks nice on a like subjective opinion, I guess. Like with the cuts and the
Let's hope that they don't keep
yeah.
that through the entire series.
like the frames
Yeah.
moving and shit like that. It's neat. I don't know if that's gonna be in the show though.
Gotcha.
Let's hope not, because that will get annoying real fast.
What did you think, May?
I don't know anything about it, so
Well, what
don't
did you
really
think
know.
just from looking at the trailer?
just the transitions are cool. That's about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, they kept playing with those panels. It was pretty interesting. All right, so up next we have Uncharted. Plot: based on one of the most best-selling, most critically acclaimed video game series of all time, Uncharted introduces audiences to young street-smart Nathan Drake, played by Tom Holland, and showcases his first treasure hunting adventure with the wisecracking partner Victor Sully Sullivan, played by Mark Wahlberg, in an action-adventure epic that spans the globe. The two go in dangerous pursuit of the greatest treasure never found, while also tracking clues that may lead to Nathan's long-lost brother. Releases February 18th of 2022.
Do you guys think Mark should have been Nathan Drake? I think he would have been better than Tom Holland, because Tom Holland looks too young.
No, dude.
I don't think either of them were, like you guys were saying, were cast the best because
I
they
mean-
look younger than they should be.
I just looked up a picture of young Sully, and I mean, I guess I can kind of see it a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I played all 4 of them.
I haven't.
Oh, so okay.
My opinion doesn't count for anything, so because I've never played the games.
Yeah, on the basis that it's like a coming of age story where it is like his actual first adventure, like I guess I can kind of see him as Nathan Drake.
Mm-hmm.
Because in Uncharted 4 they did show like a young Nathan and you know just some of his escapades back when he was younger.
Yeah, and
But
he's
it wasn't when he was like a full-on like
Kid.
thief, like
Okay.
treasure hunter.
Yeah, and in Spider-Man, they showed, Tom Holland being a high school student. Like, it was also a coming-of-age story of him, like learning to live with his new powers and save the world and stuff like that. So I think he might be able to pull it off.
That's also probably why I think he looks young, because I've only seen him in movies where he plays like a really
teenager.
young character, a teenager,
Yeah.
high schooler or something like that, yeah, or a wisecracking superhero.
Mm-hmm. What did you think, May?
I've only seen people talking online about how it should have been Nathan Fillion
Yeah.
to play him.
I don't know what that is.
But it should have been, this movie should have been made like a long
Yeah,
time
they were
ago.
saying like they should have done it 10 years ago and had Nathan Fillion.
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys feel about all these video game movies that are coming out lately?
I'm actually happy that they're doing this, because I don't know, it's about time we got some good stuff out there. Hopefully they're good.
Well, we don't even know if this is
Yeah,
good.
That's what I'm saying. Hopefully they're good.
Like right now, we don't have the best track record for gaming movies. I can't think of.
Sonic was pretty good.
And I
Yeah,
mean,
Sonic was
the best
enjoyable.
part about Uncharted was, like the set pieces that they show in the game and like actually playing through the
Mm-hmm.
game, because it feels like you're playing through a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And just seeing the trailer, it seems like a kind of like, it looks kind of like a generic run-of-the-mill like action movie.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibes I got from it. Like Aleksey brought up, like Kingsman type.
Yeah, that's I want to see
Thing.
Tom Holland being in a Kingsman movie.
So we'll see how well this movie does in the future. Maybe we'll be wrong and it'll be like the best movie of the year.
And I mean, Uncharted, there hasn't been anything that recent from Uncharted. Like the last game was 4, and that was in like 2018 or something, 2017.
Yeah, maybe they're gonna come up with
So-
something new.
It's not like Uncharted's like in the limelight right now. I don't know why they decided now was a good time for it.
Well, instead of giving it a game, maybe
Because they
should just
have
try a
been
movie.
planning this movie for fucking like years. It's been in the news cycle like a lot of times, and no one actually thought this movie was going to be made.
And now we get it when nobody really cares.
Yeah.
All right, up next we have Home Sweet Home Alone. A married couple tries to steal back a valuable heirloom from a troublesome kid. Releases November 12th of 2021.
That kid's a psychopath.
It looks like a quick cash grab to me.
It does look like a quick cash grab.
But more violent.
Is the original director working on this?
I
Because I know that he like became a little nutty, and that he doesn't really make that many good movies.
Well, when your staple, when you claim to fame is Home Alone, it's kind of hard to diversify your
Is this
portfolio.
movie going to be also a Christmas movie, I'm assuming?
Yeah, it releases November 12th on Disney Plus.
Like,
This
you know
year?
what kind of Home Alone
Yeah, this
movie I
year.
want? It's like an old ass Macaulay Culkin
That's what I want to
who's
see.
still living with his parents.
Middle aged.
Who's still
He has to
living
protect the home
with his
again.
parents. He's in like a drug binge, and like,
And instead of his parents going on vacation and forgetting him, they leave him.
yeah, and like instead of like Marv and the other guy, Joe Pesci, them trying to like rob him, it's just the cops trying to infiltrate his house to take him down. Like, that sounds way more interesting to me.
That sounds like a good concept.
That'd be awesome. What did you think of it?
I don't understand why they have to keep rebooting everything. They just make everything worse than it was.
To be
Yeah.
fair, they haven't had a reboot for this for like 10 years or so.
But why do we need it?
Yeah,
They just
no
want
one
a
really
cash grab.
needs
It's,
it.
that's,
No,
that's why I said it's a
nobody.
cash grab.
I don't think anybody was asking for.
That's why it's straight to Disney Plus, I think.
Like Home Alone 4 was like also with a different kid,
yeah.
Mm,
They're
yeah.
always with different
Mhm.
kids.
and that wasn't even a reboot. It was just a 4. So I don't know why.
Yeah, it's the whole series has just gone downhill. I like the first two. First two were, classics.
Yeah, they're great.
I love the scene with Donald Trump
Yeah,
pointing.
you bring that up on occasion. You just show me the video.
It's so iconic. Like, this man became our president and he pointed Kevin to the lobby. All right, the last trailer that I didn't type into the script, so I don't know the release date, is Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie on Disney Plus. What did you guys think of that trailer?
I
Why
think
does he
it
look
looked.
bald?
That's how
what
he
his character
looks
design
like,
is.
bro.
Yeah.
I thought that was just how they drew him. I didn't think it was actually they would actually make him bald in the movie or TV
Well,
show.
it seems like pretty accurate to the book. Like, all the drawings are the same. The storyline seems to be exactly
Like,
the
why is he
same.
balding faster than his bother.
It's just the character design.
It's just the character design.
I'm just
I
saying.
don't think he's actually balding. It's just the way they.
It looks great. It's very jarring to see it in color.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think I like that part. Just like seeing him like with skin, like a skin tone, kind of looks like a naked mole rat. To me.
Actually, if he had hair, it'd be a little different story.
I don't know if I would have wanted it in like black and white, but I think that would have been cool too. But I don't know. It could just be like, jarring at first, but you kind of get into it.
I think the problem with doing it in black and white is they would have blended in with the backgrounds.
Most of the voices were pretty cool, well, like pretty fitting, like Fregley and
Raleigh.
yeah, I think Rowley was.
Roderick's was pretty good. I saw everybody in the comments saying that's exactly how they pictured his voice.
Yeah.
Like the main character.
The main character, he sounds a little too young to me.
Yeah.
Like in the comics or the comics, well,
The books.
The books, he looks like he looks a bit older, so I always pictured him with like a
deeper voice.
a slightly deeper voice, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sound like a middle schooler.
Yeah. What did you think, May?
I don't know. Isn't it just remaking the live action again?
Well, I think
It looked like all the same stuff to me from what I remember from the first movie.
well, because the first movie is based on the book,
Yeah,
but this one
so-
seems to follow more closely in the movie.
So
The live
they could probably
action.
do a lot more with it.
In the live action, yeah, they added a bunch of different stuff. Like obviously, you remember that scene where Roderick was singing Justin Bieber's "Baby," and that wasn't in the book. That's May's dog Kingsley scratching under the table for anybody who heard that.
Cute boy.
Anyway, with that, let's get into the spoiler-filled review. Oh wait, no, not yet. I forgot to ask you guys your thoughts before going into the movie.
I did not expect to like it at all.
Same here.
It looked very boring to me, especially with they show a lot of sand, and
They don't disappoint.
I don't know, sand isn't all that interesting to me. They talk about how beautiful the land is. I'm like, it just looks
What
like a lot of
land?
sand.
What did you think, Aleksey?
Same opinion. I thought it was gonna be
Sand.
boring. Lots of sand, very boring. I mean, obviously the trailer did have some good scenes in it, but that's about it.
What about you, May?
I was hoping with the big cast it would be better, but I guess not.
well, we'll talk about our specific opinions in a second. For me, I was not sure what I was getting myself into. Like, I was aware that the book series was like super popular.
And there's a movie like already made.
Yeah,
like
from the
yeah.
80s.
yeah.
I didn't know about that.
So, for some of you who know me personally, you know I'm a big fan of PewDiePie. And a long time ago, like 2-3 years ago, he did a book review on Dune, and he said it was pretty good. So, I had never gotten around to reading it, but I was kind of excited for this movie, to be honest, because I'm a big fan of him, and if he says it's good, then I'm probably gonna enjoy it because I happen to enjoy his content. So.
Yeah, I was very confused when you first brought like, I was like, how is PewDiePie gonna relate to this?
He used to do book reviews.
Well, he still does them.
Yeah, sometimes. But yeah, so with that, now let's get into the spoiler-filled review.
That was
Free.
quick.
Spoiler-free
yeah.
review.
Bro,
I was about to say,
All right, already making mistakes. It's this phone, man. The text is too small. All right, spoiler-free review of Dune. Dune was released October 22nd of 2021, starring Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya. It was released October 22nd of 2022. Oh, I already said that part. Wow, see, this text is too small. Directed by Denis Villeneuve, rated PG-13. Plot summary. Feature adaptation of Frank Herbert's science fiction novel about the son of a noble family entrusted with the protection of the most valuable asset and most vital element in the galaxy. What are your guys' overall thoughts without getting into spoilers for this movie?
I thought it was amazing.
I think that summary is actually pretty accurate to what happens in the first movie. So
Yeah.
it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
What did you think, May?
I like Timothy's performance because there's a bunch of hype around him. I've never actually seen anything except for like TikTok videos of him dancing.
Yeah, when
He
you said
got
that,
good.
I thought he came from TikTok, but apparently he's been in like
was
some
just a
B-rated
trend.
movies.
Yeah, I was just about to ask, is he a TikToker?
No, it was like a trend on TikTok where they put a certain song over him dancing in a movie.
Oh.
Yeah, apparently he's been in a lot of work, but they're all like stuff that slips under the radar that people don't really talk about.
Do you know the movie?
No, I can look it up, but
I'd like to.
I think he was perfect for the role.
yeah, I wasn't expecting him to be so good.
Because he
But
gives me some medieval movie vibes.
I
I
actually,
saw
yeah, I
on
enjoyed his
BuzzFeed.
performance.
If it was a medieval movie, I would not like this movie.
I wanted because he looks like he would play a good like squire or something.
Ugh.
He's gonna be in the new French Dispatch, The King,
Yeah. The king.
A Rainy Day in New York, Beautiful Boy, Hostiles, Lady Bird, Hot Summer's Night, Call Me by Your Name. So yeah, a bunch of stuff that's got like a 5 to 6 star rating.
He's in the Little Nas X video.
Oh, he is? I didn't see that.
No, Call Me by Your Name.
Oh my gosh. I didn't even get, yeah, I guess so. But yeah, as for me, I'm going to be honest. I didn't understand like the first act of this movie because this movie relies heavily on the idea that you have kind of read the book. Because
At least that's the vibe that we're getting.
yeah, because I read a lot of reviews and they say that it follows like really closely to what the actual story is.
Yeah, I was gonna I'm like kind of disagreeing because I feel like there are unexplained things and
Mhm.
there's factions you don't know who the fuck they are
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But I think it's just due to the fact that it's like an in universe, you know, like it's its own contained world, and
Yeah.
we're just taking a glimpse into it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's probably gonna be, you know, further established, you know, throughout the movies, like these other separate factions and stuff like that.
Mm.
Like
Yeah, I hope they
they
expand
talk
more on
about
that.
other groups, but they don't. They're not supposed to be like the main deal in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the main focus is, you know, specifically the introduction to, you know, Timothy's character and, you know, his family dynamic and shit like that.
I hope they expand more on each of the houses because they seemed interesting, but like they didn't really fully go into too much detail about them. I guess this is more of like you were saying, we're taking a glimpse into the universe. And I'm so used to seeing movies where like it's a character from another world or something, like, and they're walked through every single detail of the universe.
I'll tell you one thing as well. I am actually very curious about the whole hierarchy in this system, like the empire and stuff like that. I'm really curious about that.
And part of it could be due to like they want you to be interested into, you know, picking up the book.
Yeah,
and
that's
seeing
true.
what's up with
Well,
that.
I'll think about it.
I'm considering it. I don't know. I dug it.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting movie. Let's see what else I had here. Already lost my place. Yeah, there was a lot of beautiful shots of all the scenery.
I dislike how little they used some of the actors they brought in. They brought in a lot of big actors.
That's true.
But
They didn't get as
used-
much screen
They
time.
used them in a very unfavorable way, in my opinion.
Like
Yeah.
who? Oh wait, spoiler free.
Yeah.
Yeah, spoiler free. But yeah, they did. I guess it's just because they couldn't break the story's role. Actually,
I get that, yeah. So they had to just do their best to like focus on certain characters more than others. Just because they're big name actors doesn't mean they have to focus on them.
if you like sand, you'll like this movie.
The one thing I'll
I
say,
don't like sand.
It's coarse and rough.
the one thing I'll say is, if anyone's like going into this movie thinking it's its own self-contained story,
oh right.
because the name of the movie is just called Dune.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't say part 1 until the movie starts.
Good
Oh,
point.
I didn't
Good
even
point.
notice that.
When the movie starts, it says Dune part 1.
That's a good point.
They're
Actually,
expecting the movie to succeed so well that they can afford to make.
Well,
a
it
second
has.
one. It
Yeah.
has succeeded.
They've
yes,
made
but
their
I'm just
box
saying,
office.
What if it didn't succeed though, and they had it said part 1? That means they'd have to spend even more money.
Well,
I don't think-
then
I don't
it'd be
think they
like
would've continued
Universal's Dark Universe.
That would
the Mummy.
stink. But I'll go into that. With
what do you guys rate it out of 10?
At this moment, I'll give it a 6.5.
I'll give it an 8.
Okay,
It's 6.
a 6. I gave it a 7. 7 out of 10. All right, let's compare to some online ratings. The critics from Metascore gave it a 75 out of 100. Meanwhile, the critics on Rotten Tomatoes Tomato Meter gave it an 83%.
It's crazy high.
The audience on IMDb gave it an 8.3 out of 10. and the Rotten Tomato audience gave it a 91%.
God damn.
Yeah, I told you it's high.
I didn't get the average for these scores, but I'm guessing it's around the 85 range.
Yeah. I agree with that.
So before we jump into the spoiler-filled review, I'd like to ask you to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helped me out. It means the world to me. Also, make sure to follow these guys on their social media links. And there will be timestamps in the description for the pre-recorded version if you guys want to skip ahead. We're also on every podcast platform, so give us a listen anywhere at any time.
Are we on
Damn it!
Square.com?
Every time.
Are we on jobfinders.com?
Every time.
Did they even have podcasts on that website?
No.
Let's get into the spoiler-filled discussion. All right, let's take an in-depth review of Dune. Any certain scenes or moments you guys want to talk about in this movie?
Before that, I just want to say that I like the Baron. Like almost every scene the Baron was in, I really liked his performance.
The Baron was
this guy,
the father, right?
Yes. No. The father is the Duke. The Baron is the one that kills the father.
Oh, right,
guy?
the fat guy.
Yeah, I really liked him. He did a really good job playing the bad guy in this situation.
When he first stood up, I thought he had extremely long legs because his cape was like dripping to the floor.
I thought he was like some snake creature.
At first,
Yeah, me too.
Because he said that this was his land, I already forgot the name of the land, but the desert.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, holy shit, is he part of the worms? Like part of the sandworms?
That's right, I thought
Arrakis.
Arrakis.
Yeah.
But I really liked his performance in his scenes, especially when he was killing the father.
Oh, right.
Like he really outdid his voice. Really,
His performance is pretty good.
yeah.
Mhm. He's good at being creepy.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed that, and I like the whole the Baron trying to kill the Duke. I don't know why he killed him exactly because I don't know if that's really explained. All I know is that the Empire sent
Exactly.
the Duke there basically so he can get him killed.
Exactly. So the Emperor probably struck a deal with the Baron in order because they gifted the planet to the Duke.
Because the Empire feared the Duke because the Duke was
So
getting
it was
too much
really
power.
a trap set up by the Emperor, and I'm guessing he had the Baron in on it to assassinate the Duke and get rid of him, so they wouldn't have to worry about that.
And
in
I
the future.
really enjoyed that scene. Like I really enjoy the whole hierarchy thing when it comes to empires and all that. It's really fun to look into.
Yeah, it's interesting, and so I like that scene too. It's a really intense scene. Like that. Just before that, I like that. My favorite moment, I guess we'll start with that, was the whole war arc about the Baron's men coming in and attacking the Duke, and they were all like close combat battles. But what I wondered is, they have all these anti-aircraft and bombs and missiles and stuff, and yet none of them used guns. Like they all went hand-to-hand combat with swords and stuff. I was like, where are all the...
They want to play fair.
Where are all the lasers at, or the guns or something?
I think it's due to the rhythmic noise that they produce, so then the sandworms would probably
That's
come.
also probably why there's so many quiet moments. Like there's a lot of unnecessarily quiet moments in the scenes. Like when they're trying to drop down, it's just dead silence when they're floating down or something. It's very weird, but now that I look back on it, it's probably because of the exact same thing. The sandworms. They don't want to create so much noise that it summons sandworms. But
to me, that's the most interesting part of this universe. It's the tech and just having to deal with the certain obstacles that are in the way.
they look like Power Rangers.
Like my favorite scenes were the parts where they show off new pieces of tech and how they work. And
Oh
shit
yeah,
like
like
that.
the suit itself was really interesting. It recycles all your water.
That was very cool. Yes.
I feel like if we could master such technology in real life, it'd be really useful.
The shields that they use is super cool too.
They didn't seem very reliable though.
Well, yeah, it's they produce vibrations that it bounces shit off of them.
Not very well.
But if
apparently.
you're
Well, think about it like a medieval knight, he would get in all this armor and chainmail, but you could still be struck down.
okay, fair enough.
it's like if something's slowly coming in and piercing at a constant rate, then it
okay. I see what you're
goes
saying.
through or shit like that. And that's not really explained, but throughout,
enough.
Yeah, they show enough where you can kind of interpret why it's going through and that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just neat.
Yeah. I now that we're talking about it, I am kind of enjoying it more looking back on it because there was I don't know. I think it was just all the beauty shots that they kept doing, all the cinematography
It's a
of
big
like
screensaver.
landscape.
I
Yeah,
have
that
no
I was like,
idea what the fuck was CGI and what wasn't because like the desert shit, it looks amazing, but
Yeah.
like, I have no fucking clue what amount of it is CGI.
my issue is that they did it too many times. It felt like to me. I'm like, okay, I get it. We're in the desert. I liked it the first like 3 times, but then after that, just continuous shots of the desert. I'm like, it's the same thing.
Instead of doing that, they could have explained more things.
Yeah, they could have
story,
expanded
so-
a little bit more. I understand that they don't want to hold their hand for this movie, but kind of like my hand being held in the
They
movie.
might taper it off in the coming movies, just since you're already kind of invested in the world.
Yeah,
I'm not
definitely.
really invested in it
Hopefully,
right now.
at least.
I kind of am. I was trying my best to listen as closely. Maybe if I had subtitles, I would have been able to follow it easier.
I had subtitles and I was still lost.
Fair enough. All right, the first scene. Oh yeah, anything you want to add to the conversation?
I liked his dreams, like
Oh yeah, that's
just
a good
showing
point.
Zendaya and stuff, and like kind of alluding to what he's gonna see later.
Yeah, I was curious if that was all gonna come true in this movie, but I guess that's all stuff they filmed for the next movie.
It was crazy how some of the dream sequences like happened after like how they came true like after like a couple days or some shit
Mhm.
like that.
Like with Jason Momoa's actor.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they
Oh,
they
yes.
don't do like a cheesy little like flashback or realization scene where like they see Jason Momoa dead,
Mm-hmm.
and then Timothy Chalamet is like he gets another flashback to his dream and having a flash forward of the dream.
Yeah.
So then the audience can like easily interpret like, oh shit, that's the
Yeah.
dream came true.
He's not having a that's a
was
Raven
good, 'cause
moment.
That would
Yeah,
have
no,
been pretty bad.
They just do it subtly where like they don't really pay it any mind
Wait,
unless the audience picks up on it.
Does that mean Raven Baxter from That's So Raven has the same powers?
She might.
She's also one of the I forgot the name of their people.
a trade? No. No, that's the family's name.
Yeah,
Atreides.
there's certain they're like women Jedis from what I saw
I
online.
have no idea what they are. I think they're just humans. that end up
They're
having
women
powers.
Jedi because they follow a certain religion where only females are allowed to carry this power. And the
Does that
male,
mean he's
yeah, since he's the male, he's believed to be the Messiah.
Oh, okay,
Mhm.
okay.
Kind of reminds me of
That's a cool power to have then.
like Ganondorf and the fucking like you know the race that he's a part of. I forget what the fuck the race is.
No, I don't
But it's
know.
like it's all women and he's like the
Oh.
only male.
Oh, right. Yeah, it is kind of like that, like an Amazonian male.
I am excited to see his powers grow because we obviously know he can't control his powers right now. So
Yes.
that's cool. I want to see that grow. As much as I dislike the movie, I am going to be watching the next one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I want to start off or continue with the scene where let's go towards the beginning where Paul puts his hand into the box. So up until this point, I hadn't understood Paul's powers at all. Like I just knew he had something called the voice, where he seemed to be able to control people. So when that lady came with the same gift but a lot stronger, I knew the two were somehow connected. And did you guys have a little bit of trouble following this scene?
Yes.
Because when it was first set up, I'm like, they didn't really fully explain. The mom was just like, go in there, just do whatever she tells you. It's like, wait, who is this lady? Why is she like so freaking powerful?
I think she was just testing him to see if he's like an impulsive like brute that
Mhm.
would like just try to attack her or
Yeah.
doesn't know any self-restraint and
He did try to
act
push
like
his,
an animal.
He
Yeah.
did try to push his weight around when she used the voice on him, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like he immediately was like, "How dare you?"
No, he is
On me.
technically royalty,
Well, yeah,
But still, yeah, he's got to have some,
he doesn't know her. and,
Yeah.
I mean, she's very respected. Or
yeah, he's got to
He
have
just doesn't
some, I forgot the word already.
she does at least
Respect,
show a
yeah.
little bit of respect after he does raise his voice against her.
but it's just the mom isn't supposed to have
Well,
a male. So.
The mom is also
What
not really part of the family.
What I also didn't understand, but then I looked it up later on after the movie, is that he was feeling like intense pain while his hand was in the box.
I think that was the point.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I didn't understand
Why?
why or how that box was really doing that. But
I don't know.
Yeah, why does the box causing pain what does it have anything to do? What was the significance of it?
Well, like Jesus said, it is to test his restraint to see if he's an animal or a human.
How does that prove if he's an animal or human?
Because an animal would she literally said an animal would gnaw off at its hand to escape a trap, and so she's saying if he takes his hand out, he's an animal and she'll kill him.
I feel like there's other ways around this.
Maybe, but the mother also said in this movie, I did pay attention to these lines, that that the test was harder than it was supposed to be, and the old lady said that was intentional.
Okay.
Well, if he's supposed to be the Messiah or whatever.
Yeah,
he's
they
gonna
gotta
have
test it.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I didn't like is Zendaya.
You didn't like Zendaya's character?
Like her?
I didn't like how little.
Oh, fair enough.
Well,
She was used.
Yeah, they did tease her. She is on the face of the posters, and then she is kind of not introduced till the third act of the movie.
And at the very end of the third act.
Yeah.
What do you mean they introduced her in the first act?
As a memory,
they show a flash. I can't say flashback.
Dream. I mean,
It's a flash forward.
Flash forward. There we go.
Or just say dream.
Okay,
They show her as a dream from
Even
Minecraft.
then, what?
Dream from the Minecraft channel.
Hell yeah.
You don't watch. You didn't know that?
No.
Okay.
I just care about the dream soundbite where he says hell yeah.
Okay. Next, I want to talk about Paul's family arrival on Arrakis. So I did actually really enjoy this scene too. So after a transition of ownership, Paul's family arrives on their newly gifted planet. Paul learns about the customs and life forms of the planet while his father takes him to see the spice production. We soon find out that they didn't inherit a gift, but rather something they were meant to fail at all along. I like the scene because it was the most fleshed out and well-explained moment in the whole film. Plus, it had some of the most intense scenes with the sandworm inching closer and closer as they were trying to get their people to escape.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was a good scene.
Is that
I don't know. Was it a gift? I thought they were exchanging something. I don't remember exactly.
I think they said it was gifted to them.
Yeah, it was gifted to them.
And that's why the Baron was initially upset, or rather the Baron's people were initially upset. Dave Bautista's character.
Gotcha.
He's like, why should they get our planet?
Is this the scene you're talking about? Is this the one where they're looking at the extractor and the sandworm was
it's kind of
Okay.
two scenes. It's that scene and the scene before where they first get on the planet and Timothy's learning about the planet.
Where the dude with the bagpipes comes out.
Yeah,
bagpipes thing was a little weird.
Space bagpipes.
Well, to be fair, these guys are from our distant future, so
And there's still going to be bagpipes in their future, apparently.
apparently so.
But yeah, the whole scene, I liked learning about how Timothy was learning about the alien life forms and how the sand walk to avoid the worm.
Oh yeah.
Gotta make it related steps.
Yeah, and when they introduced the suits.
Oh yeah, that was
Power
cool.
Ranger
The
suits.
the techie suits that recycle water.
Yeah, the introduction to them was really cool, and the little added touch of the researcher lady commenting on how he wears his suit.
Oh yeah, how he wears it correctly.
Yeah,
She's like, you must be the chosen one. He's like, what was that? Oh, nothing. That I did find that a little cheesy.
Well, did she say chosen one?
Something like that.
I thought she just commented oh, you're wearing it how natives wear it. That's cool. Have you wore one of these before? And he's
It's because
no,
of
first
his flash
time."
forwards, so
I
he
think-
knows how to put them on.
I think she also whispered something like, he who knows how to do it will be the gifted one or something like that. He's like, what was that?
Another thing I'm confused about is how many languages does Timothy's character know? It's like every time the native speakers from that planet speak, he knows automatically what they're saying. It's like,
Well,
do
he
you
did
speak-
study it.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Well,
They always showed him studying all their stuff.
Oh, okay, I didn't.
he was
see that.
obsessed with this planet because
Okay.
of Zendaya.
That makes sense then.
But he knows a lot of languages.
Yeah.
He knows sign language. He knows
I love
Mandarin.
those sign language scenes. Those are so cool. I think
Yeah, they were neat.
those are fun to watch.
Well, he was raised as royalty, so he probably had the best scholars come in and teach him.
It's still cool. Like the way they did the sign language stuff, they were secretly able to send messages. That was just that really did it for me.
That is a very effective.
Like when he spoke Mandarin to the
servant,
the doctor.
Yeah, the doctor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a really cool scene too. I also liked the whole scene where he was like walking along the trees, and the old man was like, "Yeah, these trees aren't native. We gotta water them 10 people's worth each every day.
Stupid.
10 people's
Get
worth
rid
of water.
Those trees, man. Get rid of those trees. That's killing 100 people.
I think that's the point. It's to set up that like the imperial force is here, and they don't care about the natives. They just care about the resources.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this whole story is meant to parody like modern day imperialism, or if it just happens to be a coincidence, but it's pretty interesting how both of them.
I mean, there's
very
definitely
similar.
a lot of politics that are.
Yeah,
I'm sure will be involved.
yeah.
It just reminded me of like California, because didn't they bring in their palm trees?
Oh,
I don't know.
I didn't know that, but that would.
Because palm trees in California are definitely not indigenous.
Oh, so they're an invasive species taking up.
No, not even invasive. They like took them from Hawaii or some island.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Most likely. Now they become a cultural staple. I meant more so how it seemed to me like this is paralleling, America's imperialism in the Middle East, because we were there getting oil that powers all our machinery, kind of like they were there getting spice that powers all their spaceships.
I don't think it powers the spaceships. I think it's a drug for humans that have like a special power or whatever, and that allows them to navigate the spaceships.
They were talking about the hallucinogenics.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, in order for them to pilot stuff, they got to be high as a kite.
I didn't know that, actually. I thought it was literally part of the ship, but yes, I don't know. I just felt like that was a little parallel that was going on in the movie.
At least that's what I understood from what they were saying about it. So I could be wrong.
The next scene I want to talk about is Paul and his mother meeting the Fremen at the end. So now we're skipping until the very end of the film, because there's just so much content here, but we kind of got to jump around to the most significant moments.
I didn't feel like there was that much content, honestly speaking.
After a long journey through the desert and almost dying to sandworm, Paul and his mother reach the hidden Fremen people. At first, they threaten Paul's mother, but after some quick combat, they come to accept the newcomers. Well, almost all of them do. One of them challenges Paul to a fight. Paul, being the superior fighter, is forced to take his first life. And
Huh?
No,
go ahead.
I found this scene a little bit odd because, Paul won the fight fair and square, and he killed the man as he should have. But it seemed like they didn't really care about the man that was killed, because they celebrated Paul, and it was just like, nobody like really was like, oh man, that dude's dead.
I think Zendaya's character was kind of upset about it. Like,
that's what I thought too. She looked upset at first, but then she was like, welcome to the club, man.
She's probably just accepting it because they're supposed to.
Yeah, maybe.
They do. Most of them think he's the chosen one. You got to remember that. So when someone challenged him and the strong person won, they're obviously going to accept him, because they apparently only accept the strong.
They also like told like that guy that challenged him.
They warned him.
They warned him that like, yo, you shouldn't bother doing this. He was like, nah, fuck that.
And one cool thing I didn't realize is the girl Fremen, the one that's been helping out. No, the other one, the one that's been helping him out since like the beginning.
Oh, the one that betrayed the emperor.
The researcher.
Yeah, something like that. The cool thing is we didn't realize that she was like their leader until the very end, because they basically nodded to like who's her champion. He ends up being her champion, and that was really cool. It's like, oh wait a minute, so she was actually an important character all along.
This whole time, who would have thought?
And she died in the most insignificant way.
Oh, the sandworm meeting her, right? Wait, am I thinking about a different character?
Yeah, sandworm. First she got stabbed by the other guys.
Yeah, and then the sandworm came because of the thumper that was going off. Yeah,
it was so cool because like she did that pose with the two sickles like while the sandworm was coming towards her,
Oh yeah.
and then she got stabbed.
Mm-hmm.
And like we weren't really like the audience wasn't like gonna be like informed of like why she was doing that
Mm-hmm.
until like later on when I think Zendaya does the same shit and then she's riding the
Yeah, the
actual sandworm.
that was pretty cool shot
That
too.
was-
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like, whoa, you can ride those babies.
Yeah, like I said, the tech is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Also, so they mentioned in one of the dreams that that he's gonna meet a friend that's gonna help him in his journey or whatever.
Oh,
It's probably
right.
Zendaya. isn't it?
And no, it was that black dude, and I thought it was. I don't know if it
Oh,
was
right.
the same guy or if it's maybe someone later on.
Yeah, I know
But
what
I
scene you're
thought it was
talking
the
about.
same guy as the one that he fought, and I have no clue of like how
that's
the
gonna
book is,
Mm-hmm.
and if like dreams can be like
Altered.
premonitions, but like they aren't set in stone
Mm.
So
because
far,
he fucking killed them. So
Yeah.
So far, we don't know because
I don't know if he
The-
could have been a friend.
one
but-
of the
Mhm.
dreams he had, just Momoa ended up actually dying like he predicted, like he saw. So
Hmm.
it's very vague at this point.
Mhm.
Yeah, that is a good point. I do remember being like, what the heck? Well, how's he dead if he's gonna help him? But yeah, this whole movie was just had a lot of interesting things going on at once. It's kind of, it got a little hard to follow at times.
Why
Alright.
is there a bunch of cool names for everything and then there's just Paul?
Yeah, oh yeah, that's a good point you brought up to me. Yeah, I don't know.
because like they have like Paul and shit like that, and then
Yeah,
their
I've seen
titles
that.
is some crazy ass name.
The blah 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 planet blue,
Mhm.
and it's just like okay.
They expect us to remember these names, but like I couldn't even read the names fast enough when they showed up. Like, okay, cool, it's a planet that I'm not gonna remember.
All right, any moments that you think should be changed or cut from this film?
There was too many shots of like the desert.
Yeah,
Bro,
that's my
10 out of 10
opinion as
too many.
well.
Bro, you stole that from Eddie.
Yeah, he stole my
Well,
thing. I should
and
change.
it was a bit too dark.
Dark.
literally.
It was sunny all the time.
Yeah, when it was in the desert, but
What do you mean it was
when they
dark?
changed it to like other planets, it was insanely dark.
Bro, change your fucking TV
I
setting.
think because the other planet, you're referring to the
Baron's planet.
the Baron's planet. It's supposed to be dark and stormy.
Why so dark though? Like seriously.
like maybe your
Because
TV.
they're
It's
hardcore,
not my
bro.
TV,
Didn't
bro.
you
It's
see how
not
they
my
were
TV.
sacrificing those
Because
people?
Fair
I watched it and like it was perfectly like good.
To
Like
me, it was
everything
dark.
was lit and like you could tell distinctions.
I mean,
and
I could tell them apart, but it was still dark.
it wasn't dark to me at all.
Okay. Agree to disagree.
Yeah.
What about you guys? Any moments that should be changed or cut?
Yeah, well, she didn't walk out of the movie, so she should.
I wanted to.
Oh, okay. Why?
Damn, really?
It was just boring. And like when it finally got to a good point, they just cut it off.
Yeah.
They ended the movie. They're like, all right, that's all you guys get.
As much as I really didn't like the movie, I wish they didn't end it where they did.
Hmm.
I wanted to see more.
It was 2.5 hours long.
And they could have finished it off at a better point than that.
That was a good point to stop. It was after a big conflict, and they met new characters, and it's
I
set
don't
up for
like
the
that.
next movie.
I didn't like
Where
that
the
thing.
fuck did you want them to end?
I don't
off?
know, somewhere
Like in
better.
the middle of another fight or something.
No, but I don't know. Like, at least get to the destination
There
first.
were a lot of moments I thought they were gonna end it at though, because things finally seemed to calm down, and they were like,
But no.
music and sand, and then it's like, okay, next scene.
There was a lot of music and sand, though.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
But other than that, I feel like if I read the book now, I'll have a bigger appreciation of the movie.
that's
All right.
fair.
Now let's go. What is you guys' final ratings for this movie?
I'll send it up to 7.5. I'll do that.
Okay.
I'm at an 8.
An 8?
Still 6.
6? I'll also bump it up to 7.5. Talking it over, there were some things I did genuinely like. All right, let's read some online reviews. This audience member on IMDb gave it an 8 out of 10. Denis Villeneuve directs this remake of Frank Herbert's classic sci-fi. It's the first part of 2 movies. Timothée Chalamet is a lead as Paul Atreides. The Emperor has given his family the desert planet Arrakis, where the most important spice is mined. It's a trap, and everyone knows it. I've never read the book. I've seen the David Lynch version and the sci-fi movies, so I do miss some of the Lynchian weirdness. This version feels more earthbound without the weirdness. Arrakis has a lot more Middle Eastern influences. House Atreides is more Scottish. I do wish that they got rid of the damn bagpipes. One hopes that they would get rid of that noise in a few thousand years. As for Chalamet, he is the perfect prettiness for the role. He looks too pretty to be believed as a fighter, which is exactly what every other character comments on about him. He has the ethereal look of an angelic hero in an ancient classical Greek story. I'm not sure if newbies could get lost in this labyrinthian world. It's not really that complicated. I think Villeneuve has made the right movie. He puts his skills into this epic feel of this franchise. It feels right coming from a non-book reader.
You know, that reminds me of a point about Timothée Chalamet, is his hair. I'd be disgusted if I was out in the desert with that long ass poofy hair
Getting sand
covered
in
in sand and sweat. It should have been matted to his head the whole time. But no, it's perfect.
His hair has its own plot armor.
He has a hair routine every hour.
Every scene.
Every scene that we don't see.
There was a BuzzFeed article I read that they compared this movie to the one in the 80s, and the actor for Paul from the 80s movie looks actually pretty similar to
Really?
Timothy.
This reviewer did bring up a good point that I do like now. Is how he's more like a Greek hero.
I like that.
Because, they're handsome, but they're also, like, really strong. And at first I thought he was, like everybody was saying, he's a little too handsome to be, like, a skilled fighter and a thinker. But proved us wrong, just like a Greek hero does. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at this next review. This Metacritic reviewer gave it 100 out of 100.
God damn.
Denis Villeneuve's slow burn space opera fuses the art house and the multiplex to create an epic of otherworldly brilliance. Okay.
Sick.
Sick. Okay. Slow burn opera. Okay. I mean, I don't know how that deserves 100 out of 100,
Yeah,
but
it's not a perfect movie, especially since it's
Far
not even a
from it.
completed movie.
this review is from Rotten Tomato audience member 5 out of 5. The version does justice to the book. Very good.
I'll give it a 5 out of 6. Not 5
I
out of
actually
5.
didn't know it was gonna be 2 parts. I would have assumed
Yeah,
two
like,
part
it,
movie?
it was 3.
we just talked about it. It's a 2-part movie.
You
They
guys only
end.
said part 1.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is a part 1. They're gonna make it part 2.
Okay,
you know,
that makes
part
sense.
yeah. I would have assumed this was like a trilogy.
That's what I thought too. That's
Yeah.
when they said part 1, I'm going to think of a trilogy,
Yeah,
not 2 movies.
But like Jesus was saying, you don't even know that until you actually go in and watch the movie. Then they're like, "Oh, by the way, this is part 1." It's like, what? Okay, I guess there's more coming out. I was not prepared for that. This Rotten Tomatoes critic gave it a fresh. The inventive visuals and audio effects are world class and often spellbinding, but the twists and turns are sometimes hard to follow. So people seem to be on the fence about this.
They're
where,
fresh.
where it's either hard to follow or it's not that hard to follow.
There was that twist where the doctor literally stabs the Duke in the back with a hunter killer drone.
Mm-hmm.
And like the scene was cool because the drone like is slowly
piercing through,
piercing through the armor.
Mm-hmm.
But it like just the fact that guy is the guy who killed him, or not killed him. He's the one who like paralyzed him, and then his end point is that he just gets killed by the.
I mean, how does he not see that coming? Come on, like it's a common trope when it comes to.
That's true, but what else is he gonna do when the Baron has his wife?
He should have known that the wife is already dead. First of all.
Maybe, yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's the same way in the book, but I'm assuming it's probably the same in the book.
I'm just saying, if I was in his position, I would not be that dumb.
But like the doctor character wasn't like set up in such a way where like you're like
He's gonna be essential.
where you're genuinely in like where you genuinely feel betrayed that he.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
He
You're like,
didn't-
oh shit, he did it. Oh, that's crazy.
That was the only scene he was with the father, anyway. Because all the other scenes, he was either with the mother or with the son.
They only show him like twice before.
Yeah. So that is a good point.
It's a betrayal you didn't expect, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You didn't expect, but at the same time, you're like, oh, I guess he did it.
Yeah, you're expecting someone to betray someone, but you just didn't expect someone like him.
Mm-hmm.
Like if Jason Momoa was the one
That's
that
what I
betrayed
thought.
him, I would be like, whoa, that's
I wouldn't have gone with
crazy.
Jason
I thought it was going to be him because the way that Timothy was like, you were with them, weren't you? And he's like,
I thought it was
anyway.
The way Jason Momoa died was I felt satisfied.
Yeah.
I thought
He
it was
died a
gonna be
hero.
Josh Brolin or anyone.
Mm.
Josh Brolin's cool.
I thought it was going to be him who
His
betrayed
character?
anyone. Yeah.
Really? I thought he was too much
Too
of a goody
loyal.
two shoes to
Yeah.
break the
I
rules.
think Jason Momoa was too
I
good.
like Josh Brolin.
Yeah, he was very much goody two shoes. He's like, I'm following these orders and I'm doing everything the proper way.
They had like 2, maybe 3 jokes, and I liked them.
Yeah, they were all old man jokes, and it was fun seeing the chemistry between him and
Like
Timothy.
What was it where they talked to Josh Brolin like, dude, smile.
He's
He's with a big old scowl on his face.
Yeah.
He's
He's like, I am smiling. All right. If you guys are enjoying this podcast, make sure to check out our previous episodes. We upload new episodes weekly. Also, check out our Patreon. Any help is greatly appreciated. All right. Now for the spoiler-free review of Stephen King's It. Stephen King It was released November 18th of 1990, starring Richard Thomas, Tim Reed, and Annette O'Toole, rated TV PG. Plot summary: in 1960, 7 preteen outcasts fight an evil demon who possesses as a child-killing clown. 30 years later, they reunite to stop the demon once and for all when it returns to their hometown. What is your guys' overall thoughts without getting into spoilers?
I hated it. I watched it before and I hated it then.
I watched it.
My favorite my favorite thing that came out of it was the parody Spanish version that came out 15 years ago on YouTube, which was called Payaso Eso. It's just a funny little comedy shit.
I've actually never seen that.
Yeah, it's really old, so I mean, I wouldn't expect you to know.
I watched it before as well. I hated it the first time I watched it, but rewatch it now, I like it a lot more.
You like
I
it?
guess I just remembered it really badly the first time I watched it, so watch it the second time, I enjoyed it a lot more.
What about you, May?
Well, I was only partially watching it when you were watching it, and
But
then I didn't finish it.
Have you ever seen it before
No.
and watched it? Oh, really?
My dad has, but he didn't have anything good to say about it.
It's not great, but it's not bad either.
So when I was a kid, I was really scared of this movie because you grow up as a child and you're like, oh my god, it's
That and
a
clowns
killer
are creepy.
clown, terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
But I was also a big fan of the newer movies that came out recently.
Yeah.
So I was, to me, it was like, okay, well, I really love these movies. Maybe I'll like this older one too. And I did happen to read the whole book before.
Shout out to Javier for suggesting this.
Yeah, right.
We miss you, buddy.
And so some elements from this this old movie do follow the book pretty closely. And Pennywise is still a little creepy. It's just that he's not as creepy as I actually remembered him to be.
We don't have that kind of CGI. Back then, they didn't have that CGI we have now, so.
Yeah. But the actual film doesn't hold up as well as I'm sure it did at the time it came out. That might
To me, it was probably not great back when it came out. I mean, Stephen King himself is a weird guy when it comes to film adaptations.
That's true.
Um,
Well, because his stories are so hard to put on screen, I guess.
yeah, like what's the famous movie, Jack Nicholson?
Oh, Doctor
Shining?
The Shining. I was gonna
The
say Doctor
Shining.
Sleep.
He hates
The
that
second
movie.
I don't like that movie either.
What, bro? You like?
It's boring.
The movie is good, but it's not like the book.
Yeah, well, Stephen King hates that version, right? And he made also like a TV mini series that's more akin to the book, I guess, and that's bad.
Yeah, his stories are just a little outlandish.
Like, I don't know how involved he was in this It movie, but this ain't it.
Well, it follows the story pretty closely.
I was confused at first, but then when I realized, like in comparison to the book, I liked how they actually followed the flashbacks to the present time back and forth.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about later. Yeah, I did like that too. What do you guys rate it out of 10 before we get into
7.
any
It's a
spoilers?
5. No, 4.
I also give it a 7.
What did you give it?
What do you mean also? I said 4.
From my previous movie.
Oh.
I only saw a little bit, so I don't know.
Maybe I'm just a It fan, but I gave it 7.5
God
out of
damn.
10. I would have given the newer one, the 2017, I think it came out. I would have given that one a 10.
I'd give it a
Yeah, dude, I
8.5.
do love it.
Yeah, I'd give the new one
Wait.
8.5.
For the first one? Or
The first new
both
one.
Okay.
The second one,
It's alright.
it's mostly the fault of the book, because the book goes downhill
Okay.
in the second act.
Thank God they didn't put that weird scene that has
the
the
end?
sexual stuff
Oh.
between the group.
Yeah, let's keep going. All right. Let's compare to some online ratings here. The critics for Metascore gave it a 79 out of 100, and the Rotten Tomatoes tomato meter gave it a 68%. Meanwhile, the audience on IMDb gave it a 6.8 out of 10, and the Rotten Tomatoes audience gave it a 63%. I didn't take the average for the scores either, but I'm guessing it'd be like around a 65%.
Okay.
Before we jump into the spoiler-filled review, I'd like to ask you to like, comment, subscribe, check out these guys on their social media, and we are most of the podcast platforms, so check us out anywhere, anytime.
Are we on Amazon Live?
my
Live?
God.
I didn't even know they have a live web.
Amazon has live streams where they show off their products.
I don't think we're out there, no. Let's get into the spoiler-filled discussions. All right, let's take an in-depth review of Stephen King's It. Any certain scenes or moments you guys want to talk about?
The scene where Pennywise is in the shower with the boy.
Oh,
And
with
he
Eddie?
pops out. Yeah, he pops out with the stop motion, the bad stop motion. Like, it's not good. And he just stares at him. He talks a little shit, and then it just cuts.
That's so
They don't show him leaving, or like there's no conclusion to the scene. They just they cut to black while he's staring at him. So like I'm just assuming like, oh, I guess he just stays there scared and just
That's my
stares at him.
favorite moment in the whole movie.
Really?
Yeah. Because I used to be, me and Javier, we talked about it last week, but we used to be terrified of that scene as kids.
And then the showers like prod out.
Yeah. I'm not a good swimmer, so I hate like a lot of water. And so to me, that would have been a nightmare, like to be like all that pressurized shower head spraying at you while simultaneously a clown comes out of the drain and is like, yo, what's up, boy? I'd be like, what the fuck?
I get why he keeps on trying to scare them, but I feel like he plays too much with his food.
It's
Because the
It's
more
stupid.
the more fear they have, the more he basically gets fed.
It's
my guess,
stupid, but that's also what makes it so funny and good.
Because he kills a couple of the bully kids.
like right away.
Yeah, right away. No fucking reason. And like he just trolls these kids.
For no reason.
He just talks a bunch of shit and then he just leaves. Like with the fat kid, like he's outside, right? He pretends to be the dad.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
he literally just stands there, calls him fat, and then the scene ends.
Well, to be fair, the part about him killing the bullies and not killing the kids.
And he doesn't even kill all of them because he leaves one.
Yeah.
But I guess it makes sense after,
yeah, but he
That
had no
does
reason to
suck.
leave him
that
alive.
part does follow the book pretty closely. Like, he kills random children.
My favorite part of the movie and the stupidest part of the movie is when what the fuck is his name? The bully kid that grows up, right? When he's
what's his name?
escaping the insane asylum or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
He goes to this guard, and then
Jared?
for some fucking reason, there's like 2 frames of a dog, like a bulldog, pit bull or some shit like that, like a big scary dog in a clown outfit.
Oh yeah, that was weird. Why did he do that? That's a weird thing to
It was so
That's
stupid,
hashtag
but it
epic.
makes me laugh every time I watch
Yeah,
it.
that part was stupid. But this is what I mean. The last few acts of the book do go downhill. Because when he breaks out of prison, Pennywise is like encouraging him. It's like, hey, go kill your friends. Here's your friend that I murdered. He's going to drive you around town as a zombie.
Yeah.
And then I guess I'll save the last act for the end. But let's start off with the scene where Pennywise attacks George. So this is an iconic scene.
It's Georgie.
Georgie. After not wanting to play with Georgie, Bill decides to stay home while Georgie goes out to play with his new boat. The boat falls into a sewer where Pennywise lures Georgie in and eats him. Although Pennywise himself is creepy, they don't actually show much violence here. However, Georgie's picture does become covered in blood, which I guess is partially how they got their PG rating.
Did he get the balloon?
The way he talks
Did
about
he
how
get the
the
balloon?
fucking balloons float, he sounds like he's like popping a
Oh,
like he's
that
getting
is-
excited about how the fucking balloons float.
No, they float.
Didn't in the remake they talk about popcorn instead? Like
Yeah.
Pop, pop, pop,
He's
pop.
like, popcorn. Do you smell that? It smells like popcorn. Pop, pop, pop.
Yeah. And
Why would he offer popcorn in a sewer?
Because he's a carnival, a circus clown. You know, they have
Balloons make more sense.
popcorn and elfin ears and stuff.
Tim Curry is great in this movie.
Mm.
In the first portion, he tries to be intimidating, like just this like weird eeriness where like he's trying to be nice, but he's also being like kind of a
I feel
fucking weirdo.
I feel like they could have done more to make.
But
him
then
creepy.
there's points like in the fucking library scene where he's just going nuts. He's spinning a big stupid rattle,
I think he's trying to make.
and he's just
him look
laughing.
insane.
Yeah, he's
Because
trying
no one
to.
else can see him.
Yeah, because that whole scene was Richie was screaming at the top of his lungs in the library, even though everyone was like, "What the fuck is wrong with this dude?"
Like
Yeah, but
the
it's just
library
funny.
scene for a reason though. You know the balloons popping. Like everyone is supposed to act like they don't see the balloons, right? But when he pops the balloon and the fake blood goes on that weird old lady that's reading a book, you can see the old lady jump when that happens.
Well, because it's hard as an
I
actor.
get that, but still, I think that scene is funny because that's like, oh, she clearly knows you're there because she clearly
And
jumps.
I liked how in the new It movie it's only red balloons because that's blood.
Yeah.
And it's a bit more intimidating than all these multicolored balloons that look like a birthday party.
Well, he's a circus clown.
Yeah, we'll just make them red.
All right. The next scene I want to talk about. Oh, we're gonna talk about the bathroom scene. All right. The other scene, the Losers Club all being together grown up. So after being warned by Pennywise to leave, the Losers Club decides to team up and beat him anyway. All except for Stan, who unalived himself for fear of facing Pennywise again. They all explain how they've become successful in their own way, yet no matter how far they've come, they're all afraid to face it again.
It's so
Why do they come back?
it's so
still?
stupid.
Because they made a promise.
Yeah, why do they make promises? You don't need to come back to kill us and like.
Because
leave it
they
alone.
were kids.
You guys got out of town and you guys have your own life. You guys would never have gotten need to face us again.
They
well,
were
like
kids.
like in the new It, they were more hesitant on actually coming into the town, but like on this one, all the grown-ups are like, "Oh fuck, I'm freaking out, but I'm going."
Yeah.
Might as fucking well.
And
I'm already here.
So I didn't read the book.
Needed to.
When Stan unalives himself, does it also just say "it" on the bathroom wall?
I think so, if I remember
Because
correctly.
that shit's so stupid.
That's
'cause
actually one of the first few chapters, so it's a little harder to remember, but I think so.
to me that's the dumbest thing. Like,
I'm pretty sure it was in the new movie, right?
I honestly don't remember.
You don't remember? I thought you watched the second one.
either way, I
But
still
not
didn't like it
only
because
once.
it's just like, what the fuck am I supposed to take away from like me putting the word "it" for someone to find? Like, are they gonna
It's
tell?
killed me.
Yeah.
It's dude. Well, because it's a shapeshifter, so it takes on many forms.
No, but just like, why didn't you write a note instead of
No. Why leave a note?
Like-
Well, I'm sure his death was spur of the moment because he was happy up until that he got that phone call. And then I think he just sort of panicked and he didn't want to relive through all that tragedy again.
But then why would he just put it?
know,
Why would he even bother with the it?
I like how a lot of the characters that forget about this, like, why? How could I have forgotten? Like, they don't even know the concept of suppressed memories.
That's part of the book too. If you leave the town, you forget it.
Oh, okay. To me, I think it's just a suppressed memory situation.
Yeah, in the book they described it as if you're no longer in Derry, you forget your memories in Derry.
In 2018, they also explained that, and that's why the black dude was the only one
librarian.
that like.
Yeah,
Oh, 'cause
He's the one who did the phone calls because he remembers.
yeah, he's been there the whole time.
I just looked up a picture from the second movie.
Uh-huh.
It just shows like blood pooling out of the bathtub and then some blood on the wall, but doesn't say anything.
Okay.
Wait, hold on a second. I guess it kind of does look like it.
One thing I also like is the reason why the town is so brutal, why they're all so angry, is because that is that's a side effect of it being there.
Yeah.
Like, when it shows up, the town just becomes unnecessarily violent. Like in the new one, especially.
Oh my
The
god.
killing scene at the very start of the second movie.
I think it's because they're all his livestock, and he just kind of grooms them to like behave in hateful ways. Yeah.
The shittiest explanation of why, like, the town is in on it and all this shit. Like Bev is like, she recalls this memory where like the bullies are like beating her up or some shit like that. And he sees one old fart like look at her, and then the old man just fucking like walks inside.
Like, oh, this is normal.
And apparently from that she takes away that the whole town is in on this fucking conspiracy.
I mean, yeah, that is a bad moment to pick, but yeah, the whole town is kind of like brainwashed.
They probably know exactly what's going on. That's why they don't do anything about it.
I think it's more so that Pennywise just kind of has like a control over them where they don't want to think about it.
Yeah, it was just, poorly portrayed.
All right, some thoughts I had while watching this movie is all the character has very unique styles. I mean, it was the beginning of the 90s when they filmed this movie. So, like, I didn't like how Bill had that long ponytail.
I didn't like Annette O'Toole. I don't like her face.
And the quality seems to be a bit low, and my guess is because it's a TV movie.
There was that one character that looked like Aleksey.
What?
Which one?
Which one?
I don't remember.
Bill? Or...
I don't remember, dude.
Here. Take the character.
They're all old now.
Yeah, they're all old
Oh, okay.
now.
All right. What is your guys' favorite moment in this movie?
My favorite parts are it's actually the character Bill, the main character.
Mm-hmm.
When every time like something really bad happens, that calls back to his young days, he starts getting stutter back, and I really actually like that scene because isn't that true? Like when a person has a stutter, when they get nervous and stuff like that, or they remember like bad situations, they start actually stuttering in real life.
I actually don't know
I
that,
actually
but
really like that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
When
It's
they're
pretty
caught up in a bad situation, their stutter comes back. I like that scene, those scenes a lot.
Am I supposed to be like a genuine like scene that I like, or like it could be like
It could be anything.
It could be anything, even if you think it's funny. It's good because it's stupid.
the dog scene
That's your favorite moment.
where the guy turns into a dog clown.
Do you have anything you remember or no? No. For me, it was what May was talking about earlier, the transitions from past to present. I don't like the actual slow-mo transitions that they do, the cringy close-ups that they do on their faces. But I do like how both the past and present are unfolding simultaneously. Like, you'll get a shot of like them going to like the Barons, and then it'll flash back to them as they're as kids as the Barons.
I didn't like how when the characters are introduced, like the scene where like the former fat kid is
Ben?
like with that lady, and then he gets a oh my god, that reminds me when they're talking about how he lost weight and stuff.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like flirting, and she's talking about how
Ben and
like,
Bev. Yeah.
never mind. I didn't like how they introduced characters. Like they get the phone call, the phone call ends, and then it cuts to basically their introductions. Because it feels like it's kind of formulaic because every character gets the same shit. Unlike in the new movie where the first movie is just them as kids.
That's what's different about the book and the movie. This first movie is more closer to the book in the same way because that's how it goes in the book too. In the chapter, you'll get introduced to them as an adult, and then it'll be the next chapter will be them as a kid, and then new character as adult, new character as a kid.
Well, the problem with that is that I hate the adult.
I don't like.
I hated the adults in
like
in
Richie?
It Part
Richie?
2 also.
You hated him?
I hated him with a passion.
I
as an
can see
adult.
how he can be annoying.
So
yeah.
annoying.
Oh wait, it was Seth Green that you look like. The young Seth
Yeah,
Green.
that's Richie.
That's Richie.
That's the one I hated the most.
Beep Richie. What is the... Yeah, let's talk about what's something you hated the most in the movie. Things that should be changed.
The comedian.
You hated
Like,
Richie?
I liked him in the new movies because it was what was his name? The guy who plays the comedian.
Stranger Things kid.
It's Finn Wolfhard.
Finn
no,
Wolfhard.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the wrong guy then. But
No, I think he's talking about the adult version of
Yeah.
Richie.
Oh, Bill Hader.
yeah, Bill Hader. That's it. I really like Bill Hader as it, but I hate this guy as the comedian so much. Okay, he's lame.
I do like Eddie in the new movies, but my character in this old one, I kind of like grown-up Eddie.
Is it because your name is Eddie?
Yeah, exactly. He's my favorite character. But my least favorite thing about this movie is the acting was definitely too cheesy. All the interactions felt really forced, and none of them really seemed genuine.
Who's Bill's wife in this one?
Oh, the actress? I don't know her name.
I think it's Olivia Hussey. That's what her name is. They don't have a character name for her. But Olivia, at the very start, because it was during the introduction scene when she's talking to Bill the entire time, I felt like she was way overacting it. Like, I felt like I was watching a soap opera or something like that.
Yeah, it was definitely really cheesy. What about you, Jesus? Anything you wanted changed or cut?
Oh, to change your cut?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the scene where Stan's head is in the fridge and he's talking to them, like it was a little overacted.
I think that's
But
also
I mean,
in the
yeah,
book.
no, just the way he delivers it.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
Like his delivery was just a little too like comical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
that
I
is
guess
more
it
Stan's
is,
thing.
It is.
I mean,
Pennywise, fucking with them.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That is more Richie's thing to be that type of humor, though. So yeah, it didn't really fit Stan's
They should
character.
they should have changed the movie to be like the 2018 one.
Well, we have the 2018 one. They did change it to be that one.
Oh, cool.
So one thing I will say, now that we're at the end of this, the book does go downhill significantly, because towards the end, Pennywise turns into like this giant spider thing that we do see in the second movie.
I hate spiders.
And then there's like Bill has to like hang out with a space turtle that tells him how to defeat Pennywise.
Yeah, and apparently the
space turtle?
The
Yeah,
space,
there's a space turtle in the book. This is what I'm saying. The book goes downhill. It starts off strong, and then as it gets towards the end, I think Stephen King was just like, "Oh man, I wrote myself into a hole. How am I gonna end this?"
I think the space turtle is actually part of the Stephen King universe.
Yeah, that's what I've
Oh,
heard.
there's a Stephen King universe now.
Well, his books are connected in some
Oh.
way.
He uses like the same cities and stuff.
Oh, okay,
Like
okay.
Main fucking.
And then he's got
that
a-
sounds so immersion.
That's also my problem with Stephen King is that he reuses a bunch of shit. Like there's always like an alcoholic. There's like every like character that isn't the main characters
because
are
there's-
assholes.
This dark and twisted, bro. It's an alcoholic. Yeah, but yeah, they also had to bite down on the imaginary tongue of Pennywise through their thoughts to beat him, and I don't know. The whole ending is just kind of dumb. I didn't like it. It was.
I hate how they beat Pennywise in this one though. It's a silver rock. Ding. We win.
Yeah, that is kind of dumb too. The whole ending is
Then
just
they
stupid.
tip him over like a cow, and then they just open up his stomach.
But in
What
the
did they rip out? It felt like they ripped out her fetus or something.
But in the book that they messed up in the movie is I genuinely cried when Eddie died in the book. And then in this movie, he's just like, oh, shut up, Richie. And then he dies.
I didn't even notice his death.
Yeah,
The
it was so
2018 one made me cry
insignificant.
with that.
And another thing in the book that's really impactful that doesn't happen in the movie is they all forget their memories because Pennywise is defeated. So they all, like, everything about them being friends, they become strangers to each other.
To be fair, if I was in Lose Club, I wouldn't want to keep in contact.
No, but still, even if they had stayed in the town or they left, they still forget everything because Pennywise is gone. So they don't even remember being friends anymore.
Is that scene where one of the characters, like, he's with his wife and then they go down a bike downhill?
Oh, Bill, yeah.
Is that in the book?
Yeah, because she was like affected by Pennywise.
Because they didn't even show that in the second new series.
Yeah, I guess they cut it out, but that was in the book. He was riding his bike down with his wife, trying to get her to be herself again, and she finally. And when he rode her bike with her that fast, she finally came back to life.
Like, I'm kind of glad they cut that out of the new series because I mean that wife didn't really
Play any role.
add much to the movie.
Yeah, another thing that they didn't do in this movie that I'm glad that they didn't do is Beverly's boyfriend actually chases her down in the book and
really?
comes at the end of the movie to try and kill her.
Really?
Yeah. Or at the end of the book to try and kill her, yeah. So
She gets slapped around a lot.
She got bad taste, bro.
Yeah. I mean, well, it also happens in the book.
Like she's talking to the boyfriend. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go meet up these old friends." And then immediately he doesn't even ask anything. He just slaps the fuck out of him.
It's actually
He does
worse
seem
it's actually worse in the book.
Usually is, isn't it?
Yeah. All right. So what is you guys' final ratings for this movie?
7.
It's a 4.
Oh, you went down.
No, I said 4 earlier.
Oh, okay.
What about you, May? From whatever you saw.
Or from what you heard.
Yeah.
5.
5. How am I a 7.5? All right, let's read some online reviews. This IMDb audience member gave it a 4 out of 10. Pennywise, played by Tim Curry, a clown who needs a dentist who is only seen by a few people, annoys the small town of Derry, Maine every 30 years. The first half of the film is kids battling the clown in flashbacks, and the second half, we have the adult do the same thing. For some reason, Silver affects paranormal clowns like a werewolf. Go figure. I needed to watch this film before I watched the new one so I could make comparison, etc. As a modern horror, it rates as lame. It was more soap opera drama than horror. The clown wasn't made up to be scary. I thought the film was miscast and the soundtrack lacked decent horror effects. Why John Ryder? Harry Anderson has done better. The town is said to have a dairy disease, which I just thought was simply lactose intolerant.
That's what I was
Looks
about to
like
say.
something kids might like.
I was like, they have a milk problem?
I mean, I kind of agree with that. As a kid, I was scared of it, so it worked on me.
Yeah, no, I never saw the movie as a kid.
Yeah, did I?
All I was introduced to was, that fucking parody series that I told you about, and that was all jokes.
All right, this Metacritic reviewer gave it a 79 out of 100. A true horror story, possibly the most successful horror story ever made for the television. A medium hostile to sustaining belief in the unbelievable. The 4-hour miniseries is a bit too long, and the ending doesn't live up to what has gone before. But this Stephen King story is gripping, fascinating, well acted, and superbly produced.
Okay, first of all, it's 3 hours and 12 minutes. And then he only gave it a 7. This person only gave it a 79 out of it, and they say it's the best horror movie ever made. Come on now. No one's your. I hate to see your worst.
The Rotten Tomatoes audience gave it a 2.5 out of 5. For most of the read, I bought the Doorstopper hardcover upon publication. I was thinking it was King's masterpiece, but at the end of the novel, I sort of chuckled. And the end of the visual version looked even more ridiculous than on the page. 4 stars for the first half of the TV miniseries, 1 star for the second half, for an average of 2.5 stars.
Out of 5?
Fair enough.
5.
I can go with that.
Yeah,
With
I
that
think that's a good analysis
I think a lot of
on
people
it.
agree with that.
Mm-hmm. The first act was significantly better with the second, but that's just, I think part of it, like I'm saying, is just the
So
story
what would that
itself.
translate to, a 5?
No.
What?
That's half.
Half
Okay.
And what's half of 10?
Okay.
of 50.
Oh, yeah, 50.
Rotten Tomatoes critic gave it a fresh A story of fighting our personal fears and enduring power of friendship. It is more than just a scary story. It's vestibule into our psyche and maybe a little into our hearts.
Are they saying everyone's personal fear is a clown?
Heck yeah.
Okay.
No, well, the
I
whole
agree.
point
Clowns
is
are creepy as hell.
the whole point is Pennywise can't transform into whatever you do
But
fear.
he doesn't in this one.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah,
In the other one, at least, they actually have some really creepy moments.
Mm-hmm. That's
I
true.
found what Stephen King said about the movie.
What do you say?
He said, "You have to remember, my expectations were in the basement. Here was a book that sprawled over 1,000 pages, and they were going to cram it into 4 hours with commercials.
Mm-hmm.
But the series really surprised me about how good it was. It's a really ambitious adaptation of a really long book. The kid actors were good. The adult actors were terrific. There's an earlier generation who remembers watching Salem's Lot on TV, and then there are the kids who remember seeing it. Get them while they're young. That's my motto."
Yeah, so it did work. I was scared as a kid.
Did he comment on the newer series at all?
Probably. I found an
still
article.
alive?
of
Come
what
on,
he,
he's yeah,
yeah.
still
Yes,
alive.
he's
He's just
still
old.
alive.
He just
Yeah.
came out with a new book. Like
He's always coming out
a
with new
month
books.
ago.
Doesn't
Every
he bring them out like
yeah,
like
he
that?
he mass produces them. Well, from what I heard, I don't know if this is true, but he used to
I got the quote.
snort
for
the
second-
happy to write books.
that
I
explains?
have the quote for the new ones.
Nothing.
Oh, you do?
He
Oh.
said, "I had hopes, but I was not prepared for how good it really was. It's something that's different, and at the same time, it's something that audiences are going to relate to. They're going to like the characters. To me, it's all about character. If you like the characters, if you care, the scares generally work. I'm sure my fans will enjoy the movie. I think they're going to really enjoy the movie. And I think some of them will go back 2 or 3 times and actually savor it.
Heck yeah.
I went
No.
back and saw it a second time,
The
and I
new movie?
felt...
Oh, new one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went back and saw it a second time, and I felt I was seeing things the second time through that I missed the first time."
New movie. We should have watched the new one. That one is my favorite.
Yeah.
All right.
Did Javier explain why he wanted to
No.
watch?
He's
I
just
think
scared
it's
of
'cause
that
we
shower
were just-
scene. Yeah, we were just talking about it.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, we should do that
We
one."
didn't have
And so
anything
it's like,
else.
All right. So check out our previous podcast if you've enjoyed this one so far. We upload new episodes weekly. Also check out our Patreon. Any help is greatly appreciated.
So we watching Chicken Little next week?
Bro.
All right, time for content scene this week. What are some movies or shows that you guys watched this week?
Don't look at me. I didn't watch anything.
I
didn't watch anything?
Not that I know of.
I started and finished You season 3.
Oh, what did you think?
I
he kill
liked
anyone?
it. Yeah, I still liked the first season a lot
Yeah,
better.
the first season's the best.
It's the best one.
Did he kill more people?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Well, no.
No?
See, I was into the series
Tell
up
me.
until the second season,
I didn't watch any of it.
and I don't really want to get into spoilers
Spoil
because
it for me.
No, he killed someone.
Yeah, but not more people.
Oh, that's
Like-
not cool.
It was just one.
Isn't
No, he killed.
isn't his whole thing killing people and still having to love life somehow?
yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
but
much.
he doesn't really do the killing in this one.
That's sad.
But he killed someone in this one.
It's still sad
Yeah,
that
but
if it's
compared
only
to
one
the first
person, how
season,
many
it's only
episodes
one
are there?
person.
How many
Yeah.
episodes?
It's because
Yeah,
his
he
wife
is
does it
slow.
all.
Yeah.
The wife does the killing? Oh, okay. So
I was so mad at
Yeah,
Laura. Oh
I
my
hate her.
God.
Okay, so it sounds like it was not well received by fans.
Oh, was it?
Well, you two. I'm talking
Oh,
about you
well,
two.
I'm
These
just talking
fans.
about the character. I don't think the character is someone I like.
I
But
guess
is
you
this
could
the-
say-
I think it was supposed to be portrayed that way.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't really watch anything. I've been binge watching SpongeBob, I guess, while I stream.
What did you think of SpongeBob?
Yeah, I'm on season 10.
Bro.
I gotta say, I'm not a fan of like.
They
The
changed
later
the
seasons.
animation.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not a
recently.
fan of the later.
They
seasons
satirized
at
the
all.
hell out of it.
One thing I do like though is when they go into like when they make the characters look like they're stop motion Muppet and style. I like that actually, but after that, it's not good.
I rewatched some of the first season. It still holds up. Top quality content. I love it.
Huh. I'm trying to think of what else I saw. I'm pretty sure I saw stuff. I've
See, now you know how I feel every week, huh?
Yeah, no.
I
I
can-
was. Oh yeah, I saw Cowboy Bebop. Well,
The
I guess-
anime?
Yeah, I saw 6 episodes. It's really good so far.
Scott, you invested? You like the characters?
Yeah, I do. Spike Spiegel is pretty cool.
Pretty dope cowboy. All right, me and May watched Ron's Gone Wrong, released October 22nd of 2021. The plot, the story of Barney, an awkward middle schooler, and Ron, his new walking, talking, digitally connected device. Ron's malfunction set against the backdrop of social media age launch them into a journey to learn about true friendship. It's rated PG, directed by Sarah Smith, starring Jack Dylan Grazer, Zach Galifianakis and Ed Helms.
Is that movie with the little robot guy?
Yeah, dude, I liked it. I rated an 8 out of 10.
Inspector
8.5
Gadget?
out of 10.
I don't know what you're talking
It's
about.
really cute.
I
With the
wanna
little
watch
white
it.
robot that looks like a...
The only
I'll show
robot
you-
movie
I'll show you a
I
picture.
don't know, like a few robots movie, and one of them is called Robots.
But I really loved it. You can talk about it first, man, then I'll talk about
I
it.
wasn't expecting it to be as funny as it was.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, we watched. What's the movie we watched yesterday? Oh, that movie. Okay, yeah. What about the movie, the comedy movie with the
Blades of Fury?
Yeah, there we go.
Blades of Glory.
Well, let's
Glory.
finish this one first, and then we'll talk about
Yeah,
that one. So yeah, I didn't expect it to join. I didn't expect to enjoy it as much either. I thought it would follow like a simple plot of friendship, and although at its heart that is what the story is about, the movie executes it in a surprising and actually funny way. Like I was laughing throughout the movie, and there was a lot of cute moments too that I was just like, oh, that's cute. The robot is really adorable. I would definitely recommend it to anyone who wants to watch a good family movie.
Okay.
All right, now we can talk about Blades of Glory,
Yeah, I
one of
watched
May's,
that.
May's favorite movies.
I don't think I
Step
finished
Brothers.
it yet. Step Brothers 2.
You want to talk about the plot for Blades of Glory, May?
So basically, there's these two ice skaters that are rivals, but they end up having to compete with each other.
Yeah, it has Will Ferrell and Napoleon Dynamite's actor whose name I don't remember.
John Hader.
John Hader.
I remember seeing like a bit of the movie as a kid with a friend, but I didn't pay attention too much to it.
Oh, it also has Will Arnett
It's a funny movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
and
Amy
what?
Poehler.
Yeah, Amy Poehler and Pam from The Office,
Yes.
whose name I forgot.
I don't
Yeah.
watch The Office.
Which is weird
You
because
didn't watch The Office?
they got a Parks and Rec character and they
Yeah.
got an Office character in one movie. So I'm like, whoa, that's cool.
and Will Arnett and Amy Poehler used to be married.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
How awkward is that for them to work together?
crazy.
To look
I
back on
didn't
this
know
movie
about
and be
that.
like, oh, we were married during this movie.
BoJack Horseman,
Yeah. BoJack Horseman.
Lego
and,
Batman.
yeah, Lego Batman.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I didn't quite finish it yet because I had to move straight to Dune because I had to watch that. I didn't stay up that long actually to watch these movies. I went to bed at my normal time. So
Oh, that reminds me. I also watched like a new January 6th documentary.
Oh, really?
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that at like 5 a.m.
why?
because I woke up really early for some reason, and I scrolled on HBO.
What did you think of it? Did you learn any new info or something?
What about January?
Yeah, it was really good.
What's it about?
That's the Capitol riots, remember? Where
No.
people broke into the White House.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't. Was it
Conspiracies.
Yeah, conspiracy theorists were like the QAnon people.
It was really good. There's a lot of like POV shots, footage and shit like that.
Dude, that
They
was
bring in like Trump supporters and shit like that to interview.
it's such a crazy day, man. I can't believe that freaking happened in
Mhm.
America.
Did you see when Joe Biden was just here like a week ago?
He was here?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
There was a bunch of people holding out signs like F Biden and like
Oh,
we hate
oh,
Biden and all
nice.
that.
So
and
stupid, man.
He said to everyone, he's like, you all have these signs, but you guys voted for me and I'm here.
Facts, though. I don't. How can people not? I don't know. That whole thing. I like politics, but I guess I'm not going to talk about it
I
in the
don't.
show. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut.
I don't know anything about politics. So.
I don't
I
know.
don't
that
want
much
to
about
alienate.
politics.
I don't want to alienate any of my audiences. So, but yeah, that whole Capitol riot thing was just horrible day. They were going to take some of the senators hostage. Like people brought zip ties and stuff.
The guy with the zip ties. Oh, it was so funny.
It was such a crazy.
It
day.
was funny, like people watching and seeing like all these
People with like a buffalo helmet
so
and
stupid.
painted faces, like fat people just like taking over the Capitol. It's like, what the heck?
guns, God,
It's
and
lit.
glory.
Yep, pretty much.
It's weird how easily they took it over, though.
Well, yeah.
That was a big point. That was
Mhm.
like, oh shit, how the fuck did these random civilians?
That's
do
why
this?
they actually brought the National Guard for like 2 weeks after that, just stationed outside every day.
Mhm.
It was pretty crazy. All right, the other movie me and May watched was The Last Duel, released October 15th of 2021. Plot: King Charles IV declares that Knight Jean de Carogis settles his dispute with his squire by challenging him to a duel. Rated R, directed by Ridley Scott, starring Matt Damon, Adam Driver, and Jodie Comer. I rate it an 8.5 out of 10.
So it was a
Can I
good one.
start?
Yeah, you can start.
So Jodie Comer is in Killing Eve, which is like one of my favorite shows right now.
Mhm.
So it was really cool for me to see her in this 'cause I feel like she did very well.
Mm-hmm.
It was like an intense story,
Yeah,
and the scenes that she had to portray, like,
we're intense.
yeah, they were very
Yeah,
it
okay.
was very real.
I have to give a disclaimer to anyone who is going to watch this movie not really knowing the context, because that's what happened to me. This movie is about an R word. And there's a pretty few explicit
They
scenes
show it
about
3
that.
times.
Yeah, they show it 3 times, and each time it gets more intense. So I caution those who plan on watching it. However, the actual meaning behind the film I think is very important, because it shows the horrific treatment of women back then and even today, not just from getting R-worded, but the aftermath of people around them.
I remember seeing the trailer for this.
Yeah, they didn't really.
They didn't have that much context
Yeah.
on it. I thought it was just like 2 dudes fighting
Me
over
too. That's
this
what I thought it
woman.
was gonna be.
I didn't expect that.
the cast list, and I mean the director Ridley Scott, he's hit or miss also.
I think
But,
he did really good on this movie.
That's good.
It's a powerful
It's-
story.
It's like the only like medieval movie that like kinda had my attention
I
at
want
the
you to watch
trailer.
it.
And it is based on a true story.
Mm-hmm.
I
Like
want you to
it's-
watch it.
Like it's not
Huh?
it's not my genre.
I want him to watch it.
Yeah,
I
you
want
gotta
him to
watch it, man. It's
Uh,
good.
I don't watch movies like that either, but I really enjoyed it.
Medieval
Like
movies
their
are awesome.
performances were really great.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't watch this one, at least watch A Knight's Tale then.
I highly recommend everyone who hasn't seen this movie check it out.
I actually
Who is
might.
of age?
Who is of
Yeah,
age?
yeah,
it's
You
rated-
can
it is
watch it
rated
because
R,
it is a
so-
very explicit movie.
Well,
So
it's rated R, so you'll be ID'd if you go to Celebration Cinema.
I've never been ID'd.
anything else you guys want to talk about? Any other movies you guys seen or shows?
Nope.
Not that I've seen. I mean,
Okay.
I'm looking forward to a couple things.
Heck yeah! All right, now with that, let's roll the credits. You guys got any recommendation for any media?
No.
The audience members out there to check out YouTube channels, music, stuff like that.
I mean, after you asked me for some reason of my favorite streamers. Or
Oh,
whatever,
yeah,
It
yep.
better be me.
No. didn't even pop into mine. No, but that I actively like used to watch, and so okay. So I was watching Peach Saliva. She's a great streamer.
Mhm.
It's an interesting name.
She's a little infrequent with her schedules, but that's because she does it more for fun.
Didn't make career.
And I got into her because her fiance used to be part of this channel that I used to watch since middle school.
Dang.
So yeah, she's great. She's funny. And I just recently got back into just watching a couple of her streams because you asked me.
Nice.
Like, yeah, because before that, I haven't been watching that much gaming content.
I don't really
Mhm.
watch much
But
mainstreamers either.
But she's hilarious, especially when she's with her fiance, because they just talk for hours about random shit.
Yeah, I did actually watch a few clips. They were pretty fun. They got good chemistry. And
Yeah.
I was genuinely laughing. They were very comfortable with each other, which is a good thing.
Yeah, they're very vocal
Yeah.
on their feelings.
Yeah.
Like if you look up like a dignity chicken compilation, like it's pretty funny. Usually on both their streams, they take like an hour and a half pre-stream just on donations and just talking before they even get into the game. And to me, it's like an inside joke of like, hurry up and get to the game already.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, it's probably my favorite part, just because of the chemistry and
Mhm.
that stuff.
What about you,
Nope.
Aleksey? Nothing to recommend? What about you, May?
I've been watching The Pig Room.
The Pig Room, what is
Yeah,
that?
He is a guinea pig owner.
Oh, right.
So there are pigs involved.
It's just the guinea pigs.
But they are pigs.
He has 14 guinea pigs right now.
Oh,
He just got 2 of them. So
Oh.
he basically just shows videos of like how he cleans their cages, like their daily routines. He does time lapses of the guinea pigs in their cages.
If you're a guinea pig fan, you're gonna love the channel.
I recently like started watching TikTok again, and oh wait, it wasn't a guinea pig. It was a hamster,
Close enough.
but it was like a hamster Squid Games.
Oh,
thing.
yeah,
That's what I was like.
the glass game one.
Mhm.
Yeah, I saw
I
that
showed
one,
that
yeah.
to Eddie.
May showed me that.
I
That
saw
was
that.
funny.
That was
That was funny. I liked it. For me, I've been watching a lot of Tommy In It lately. So if you guys,
I know him. I don't know what he does.
yeah, if he does Minecraft videos, so if you guys are into Minecraft, they're hilarious. Definitely check them out. I love his videos right now. So as for next week, I forgot to pull it up. But all right. So for the streaming movie, what was the movie you said called?
It Follows.
It Follows.
Okay.
As for our theater movie, let me double check. I think next week
I
is
have
My
no fucking
Hero.
clue if you have to rent it or not.
My Hero Academia.
I
Yeah.
think My Hero comes out on the 29th.
Okay, so there's
I'm
three.
not caught up.
There's 3 coming out this Friday. We have Antlers, Last Night in Soho, and My Hero. What are we gonna watch? I think My Hero's gonna be the big one.
Last Night in Soho sounds interesting.
It
Is that
does.
like,
That's the Queen's Gambit actress whose name I forget.
It's a horror movie or thriller.
It's kind of like where she can see the past.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm passed on that one. I mean, it looks okay,
the
but
name was cool.
I like that they have. I think that's the one that has Matt Smith in it.
I think.
I mean, we could
Doctor.
watch the My Hero movie. I mean, I could probably catch up, and if not, who cares?
like you guys were saying, it's like these stories don't really play into the actual anime too much,
Mhm.
so you could probably watch it without being
It
caught up in the
might
anime.
reignite the want to even finish or catch up with.
All
My
right,
Hero.
so next week we're gonna watch My Hero Academia and her last horror movie, It Follows. So be on the lookout for that. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out these guys in their social media, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
See you later, bro.